Their invincible ship became a grave because of one human's Fury HFY Sci-Fi story. Complete 5-part. Outline PRT-1. The Crimson Fleet, 770 words. The story opens with the feared alien race known as the Vec Empire. For 3 centuries, their massive warship, the Devourer, has never known defeat. The ship stretches 5 kilometers long, armed with planet-cracking weapons and protected by shields that have never been breached. Captain Roth, the ship's human prisoner, watches from his cell as the Vec prepare for another raid. The Vec are a proud warrior race, standing 8 feet tall, with chitinous armor and forearms. They believe themselves superior to all other species, especially humans, whom they see as weak and pathetic. The Vec had captured Roth 6 months ago when they destroyed his colony ship. They kept him alive as entertainment, forcing him to watch as they conquered world after world. Commander Vex, the Vec leader, enjoys taunting Roth about human weakness. Your people scatter like insects before our might, Vex would say, his mandibles clicking with amusement. Soon, Earth itself will burn. Roth never responds to the taunts. He simply watches and waits, his eyes cold and calculating. The other Vec crew members have grown bored with the silent human. They see him as broken, defeated. This is their first mistake. The ship approaches the human colony of New Haven. Intelligence reports suggest it's lightly defended, perfect for a quick strike. As the Devourer drops out of hyperspace, the crew prepares for what they believe will be another easy victory. But Roth knows something they don't. New Haven isn't just any colony. It's where his daughter works as a medical researcher. It's where his grandchildren play in the gardens he helped plant before joining the Colonial Defense Force. When the first bombardment begins, Roth watches. The explosions bloom across the planet's surface through the cell's viewport. His hands clench into fists, but his expression remains unchanged. The Vec guards laugh at what they think is human despair. They don't recognize the signs of human rage building to a breaking point. The attack on New Haven lasts for hours. Roth watches in silence as the Vec systematically destroy everything he holds dear. The medical facility where his daughter works vanishes in a ball of fire. The school his grandchildren attended becomes a crater. Commander Vex visits Roth's cell personally to gloat. Your spawn are ash now, human. How does it feel to be so powerless? For the first time in months, Roth speaks. His voice is quiet, almost conversational. Do you know what you've just done? Vex's mandibles spread in what passes for a Vex smile. Eliminated another nest of vermin. Nothing more. Roth nods slowly. You've made a mistake. A big one. The commander laughs, but something in the human's tone makes him uneasy. Roth's eyes have changed. Where before there was resignation, now there's something else. Something that makes even a Vec warrior take a step back. Over the next 3 days, Roth begins to move. He starts with small things. A loose panel in his cell that he works free during the night. A power coupling behind the wall that he can access. The Vec technology is advanced, but it follows logical patterns. And Roth had been an engineer before becoming a soldier. The guards notice his increased activity, but dismiss it. What could one broken human do aboard the most powerful ship in the galaxy? Their arrogance blinds them to the methodical way Roth studies every system, every routine, every weakness. On the 4th day, the Devourer intercepts a human distress signal. A small cargo ship, the Morning Star, has suffered engine failure. The Vec see an opportunity for target practice, but Roth recognizes the ship's configuration. It's not a cargo vessel. It's a disguised human special operations craft sent to rescue him. The rescue attempt is doomed to fail against the Vec's superior firepower, and Roth knows it. As the Vec prepare to destroy the rescue ship, Roth makes his move. 6 months of observation have shown him something the Vec never realized. Their greatest strength is also their greatest weakness. The Devourer has never been defeated because it has never faced an enemy who truly understood what humans are capable when pushed too far. The Vec see humans as weak because they don't fight like Vec. They don't understand that human fury burns cold and calculating. While the Vec crew focuses on the approaching human ship, Roth activates the access panel he's been working on for days. His fingers fly over the alien controls with practiced precision. He's not trying to escape. He's not trying to send a message. He's turning their own ship against them. The first sign something is wrong comes when the ship's artificial gravity fluctuates. The Vec crew staggers as the deck tilts unexpectedly. Commander Vex roars orders, demanding explanations from his engineering staff. They find nothing. All systems show normal operation. Roth has spent months learning to think like Vec technology. Their systems are powerful, but rigid, designed for overwhelming force rather than subtlety. They never considered that someone might turn that power inward. The second incident occurs during the attack on the Morning Star. The ship's main weapon systems fire, but the targeting is slightly off. Instead of vaporizing the human ship instantly, the shots miss by mere meters. The Vec weapons officer frantically recalibrates, cursing what he assumes is equipment malfunction. But Roth knows better. He's in the system now, a ghost in their machine. Every command the Vec enter has to pass through subroutines he's quietly modified. A degree here, a microsecond delay there. Nothing dramatic enough to trigger alarms, but enough to give the human ship a fighting chance. The Morning Star uses the confusion to launch its own attack. The small ship's weapons are insignificant against the Devourer's shields, but that's not the point. The rescue mission was never about overwhelming firepower. It was about giving Roth the distraction he needed. As alarms begin to sound throughout the ship, Roth continues his work. He's not just accessing random systems now. He's rewriting core protocols, turning the ship's own maintenance systems into weapons. The Vec built the Devourer to be invincible from the outside. They never considered the threat from within. Life support systems begin to fail in non-critical sections. Emergency bulkheads seal randomly, trapping crew members in isolated compartments. The ship's own security systems turn against the Vec, locking them out of essential controls. Commander Vex finally realizes what's happening. He races to Roth's cell with a squad of guards, but when they arrive, they find the human standing calmly in the center of his prison, his hands behind his back. "You," Vex snarls, raising his weapon. "What have you done?" Roth looks at him with eyes like winter storms. "What you made necessary." The commander fires, but the energy bolt dissipates harmlessly against a personal shield that shouldn't exist in a prison cell. Roth has rerouted power from the ship's own defensive grid. "You wanted to see what humans are capable of," Roth says, his voice carrying clearly despite the chaos erupting throughout the ship. "You killed my family to make a point about human weakness. Now let me show you what human strength really looks like." The lights go out. Emergency power kicks in, bathing everything in red. In the crimson glow, Roth looks like something from a nightmare. The Vec guards, warriors who have never known fear, take involuntary steps backward. "This ship has been your pride for 3 centuries, Roth continues. "Invincible, unstoppable, the terror of 1,000 worlds. But you made one critical error in its design." X's mandibles chatter nervously. "What error?" Roth smiles, and it's not a pleasant expression. "You never plan for what happens when a human stops caring, whether he lives or dies." The ship begins to tear itself apart from the inside. Roth has turned every automated system into a weapon of sabotage. Manufacturing bays produce toxic gases instead of replacement parts. The food processors create compounds that eat through metal. Even the artificial gravity has become a weapon, creating crushing forces in some sections while leaving others in zero-G chaos. The Vec crew runs through corridors that shift and change as Roth reroutes them through the ship's architectural systems. What was once a straight path to the bridge becomes a maze of dead ends and traps. The hunters have become the hunted in their own ship. Commander Vex fights his way toward the main computer core, thinking he can stop the sabotage by destroying the central systems. But Roth is already 3 steps ahead. By the time Vex reaches the core, it's too late. The human has distributed his control routines throughout the entire network. There's no single point of failure to target. "You cannot destroy us all," Vex broadcasts over the ship's communication system. "There are 10,000 warriors aboard this vessel." Roth's voice responds from speakers throughout the ship. "I don't need to destroy you all. I just need to destroy your ship. And I'm going to do it slowly, so you have time to think about what you've done." The Veek try to abandon ship, but Roth has locked down all the escape pods. The docking bays refuse to open. The ship that was once their greatest weapon has become their prison, and the human they thought broken is now their executioner. Some Vec try to reach the human rescue ship, thinking they can bargain for their lives. But the Morning Star maintains its distance, its crew knowing better than to interfere with whatever justice Roth has planned. The ship's reactor begins to destabilize as Roth overrides safety protocols. But instead of allowing a quick explosion, he controls the process, drawing it out. The Vec feel their mighty vessel dying around them, systems failing one by one in a carefully orchestrated symphony of destruction. In desperation, some Veek warriors try to fight their way to Roth's cell, thinking they can stop him by force. They find the prison section filled with deadly traps, automated defenses that were meant to keep prisoners in now keep rescuers out. The corridors themselves have become a maze of death. Those who do reach Roth's location find him standing in what was once his cell, now transformed into a command center. Multiple holographic displays show every section of the ship, every system under his control. He looks like a conductor orchestrating the downfall of giants. "Please," one young Vec warrior begs. "Not all of us participated in the attack on your colony. Some of us were just following orders." Roth turns to look at him. For a moment, something human flickers in his eyes. "How many colonies have you destroyed while just following orders? How many families?" The warrior cannot answer. "My daughter was a healer," Roth continues. "She never hurt anyone. My grandchildren were 5 and 7 years old. They liked to draw pictures of spaceships and dream of exploring the stars." His voice grows colder. "You turned those dreams into nightmares. You turned their home into ash. And now I'm going to turn your ship into their grave." The warrior raises his weapon, but the ship's own security systems cut him down before he can fire. Roth doesn't even glance at the body. 10 minutes until reactor breach, he announces to the ship. "You have that long to make your peace with whatever gods you worship." In the final minutes, the mighty Vec break. Warriors who conquered star systems beg for mercy from a single human they had dismissed as weak. They offer treasure, territory, entire worlds in exchange for their lives. Roth listens to none of it. He's beyond bargaining now, beyond mercy. He's become something the Vec never understood humans could become. Absolute in his purpose. The ship's hull begins to crack under the stress of the destabilizing reactor. Through the widening fractures, the crew can see the cold stars of space. The void that once welcomed their conquests now waits to claim them. Commander Vex makes one last desperate attempt. He reaches the communication array and tries to contact other Veek ships, hoping to warn them about the human threat. But Roth cuts the transmission before it can complete. "No," the human says, his voice echoing through the dying ship. "They'll learn about human fury the same way you did, when they make the mistake of pushing us too far. Some Vec try to break through the hull with their weapons, hoping to create escape routes. But Roth has thought of this too. Every breach they make triggers emergency seals that trap them in rapidly depressurizing compartments. The morning, Star receives a final transmission. From Roth, his image appears on their screen, still calm despite the chaos visible behind him. "Tell Earth," he says. "Tell them what happened here. Make sure they know that the Devourer is gone, and why." The rescue ship's captain nods. "What about you, sir? We can try to extract you." Roth shakes his head. "I'm staying with the ship. Someone needs to make sure none of them escape. Someone needs to witness their end, the same way they made me witness the end of New Haven." The transmission cuts out as the reactor reaches critical mass. The Morning Star retreats to a safe distance and watches as the most feared ship in the galaxy tears itself apart. The Devourer doesn't explode quickly like most ships. Instead, it fragments slowly, dramatically, pieces of hull spinning away into space like the petals of some massive, dying flower. The Vec Empire's greatest weapon becomes a field of debris, a monument to the price of pushing humanity too far. News of the Devourer's destruction spreads quickly through both human and alien space. The official reports say it was destroyed in battle, but those who know the truth understand the real message. Humans are not the weak species the galaxy thought them to be. The Vec Empire, faced with the loss of their invincible flagship, pulls back from human space. Other alien races take note. The small, seemingly fragile species from Earth has shown what they're capable of when truly threatened. And somewhere in the debris field that was once the Devourer, a human's fury finally burns itself out, taking with it the lives of 10,000. Warriors who learn too late that there are some lines that should never be crossed. The rescue ship, Morning Star, returns to Earth carrying the story of how one man's grief became an entire empire's nightmare. Roth's sacrifice becomes legend, a reminder that humans fight differently than other species. They don't just fight to win. They fight to make sure the lesson is never forgotten.